We know that, yes. And hello and welcome. Here we are live this morning, and today we're going to be talking about resilience, what it is, what it isn't, and how can you get more of it for yourself and for your business. My name is Margaret. I'm from Lumo Workplace Wellbeing, and today I want to give you a new way of looking at resilience and for us to talk through a few tips around what that means for you. So what is resilience? Well, technically, the definition of resilience is that it's this human ability that when faced with adversity, we can work our way through a challenge or a problem and come out the other end and return to normal. Okay, sometimes we hear people talking about resilience as though it's toughing it out, or it's, being tough and going it alone, or that perhaps it's a characteristic that some people have and some people don't have. Well, it's not like that. What I want you to do is start thinking about resilience a little bit differently. Think about it as a set of behaviours that you can choose. Think about it as being resourceful. And thirdly, think about it as having the courage or the bravery to embrace change. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to share my screen with you now, and I'm going to talk through a few points around what do resilient people do and what do non-resilient people do. And we'll go through this and you might see some things there that resonate with you. Okay, so there's the slide. I think it's already up. Okay, so resilient people do things like realistically acknowledge problems, emotions, and challenges, whereas non-resilient people tend to stick their head in the sand about things. So in business, might be something like a new product comes on the market that is better than your product. And a resilient person is going to look at that and think about how are they going to compete with that. A non-resilient person might just stick their head in the sand and hope it's all right. Okay, so a resilient person's going to take action. Secondly, resilient people remain optimistic and they try creative problem solving and try new solutions, whereas non-resilient people won't accept change and they don't look for new solutions. They're not open-minded and won't embrace change. Okay. Resilient people have a willingness to look at things differently or reframe an experience, whereas non-resilient people refuse to see setbacks from a different perspective and assume that adversity is all pervasive. So what that means is when there's a setback, a non-resilient person might think that, oh, this means this is going to flow over onto my whole business. So for example, I've lost a customer and all my customers are going to leave and my business is going to be ruined. That kind of negative thinking. Okay. Resilient people pay attention to their mental and their physical health. So they do things like eat well, they get the right amount of rest and sleep, they exercise. Okay. So non-resilient people tend to engage in behaviours that are quite destructive and don't pay attention to their mental health. So they do things like respond to adversity with excessive drinking, gambling, withdrawing, that sort of thing, which exacerbates the problem even more. Okay. Resilient people, they lean on others for support structure and they reach out for help. Non-resilient people go into a cave, So that's not a good thing to do. When adversity strikes, it's better to reach out to your connections and ask for help. And resilient people are courageous enough to do that. Resilient people can put a boundary around an experience and not let it define them. Non-resilient people, they can reject reality, blame others, argue, they become stuck. They get caught in this pattern and don't want to get out of it. Okay. And that last one, resilient people constantly challenge themselves to build up their skills. Non-resilient people wash their hands of responsibility and expect others to solve their problems. So the resilient business owner will work on, say, building up their skills in relation to technology, build up their skills in their chosen field, work on becoming a leader and being ahead of the pack. That's what resilient people do. So as you can see, those two sides of the coin, we can choose resilience over non-resilience. I'd be really interested in any tips that you have on what you do for yourself and for your business to keep up and remain resilient. I hope these tips have been helpful. Have a great day, and thanks for tuning in.